Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Yeah, it's a trip when you hit the road. And when you know when you've arrived. It's a trip when you get everything you want. The burger and the fries, the creek and the crick, the city and the countryside. It's a trip when you're where you're meant to be. In this moment, in this bathroom mirror, looking like $1 million. And yeah, it's a trip when it goes by fast. Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours.
It's the simplest expression. The smallest thing that changes everything. A smile. So easy. A smile lights it up. Apologizes. And welcomes unconditionally. Because the shortest distance between two people is a smile.
Thank you.
Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
I'll text you, and we can figure it out.
Good evening, and welcome to the KC Center in Des Moines, Iowa, home of the Girls State Basketball Tournament, presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. Alongside Chris Larson, I'm John Schaefer, and in just a moment we'll have a great matchup in the 4-5 game. It's the Emmetsburg E-Hawks taking on number 4 Denver, the Cyclones, right here on the Girls Union Network, powered by the Mid-American Energy Company. Again, John Schaefer, Chris Larson, happy to be here once again for the nightcap. 2A action, just had a thriller in the 8-1 matchup. Now, winner of this one will get a hit in the semifinals.
You know, 4-5 games are always so much fun in the tournament, right? Two teams that have had really good years and are right on the cusp of being one of the top teams in the state. And then after that game that they just saw, they got to be thinking like, hey, you know, there's a very vulnerable Hinton team right now. So whoever wins this game is going to feel really good in their chance in the semifinals, too.
Of course, Cyclones, no stranger to success, won the state volleyball tournament. You pointed her out, Channing Johnson, the star of that tournament. What's that do for a team when you've just experienced winning so much?
That's why multi-sport athletes are so important, right? Because you see this in so many of the sports where if you're good in one sport, it leads to another, and then there's a couple girls from each one of them. And I think you're going to see that tonight. We're going to talk about that in our keys to the game, too, because it is so important.
Absolutely. Well, let's take a look at the road to state for both of these teams. Keep in mind, Emmetsburg's first trip to the state tournament since 1999. They've won 12 straight games. Last loss coming January 12th. They beat Maquoketa Valley to get here in Region 5. On the other side, Region 4 champion in Denver, the Cyclones beat Cascade. 9 players, as we talked about, on that state volleyball team. They're only allowing 28.9 points per game. Chris, I know you've had some offensive stars in your career that you've coached, but I'll always say defense does win basketball games.
Absolutely, especially when you get down here too, right? And all the losses by both these teams, both their losses are to teams that are in the state tournament. We're in for a really good one.
Tells you all you need to know. When we come back, we'll dive deeper, though, into today's game with our Seeds for Success presented by Channel Seeds. Plus, we'll have your starting lineups as we get set for tip-off. You're watching the 2026 Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
You volunteer or hang with friends, play pickleball, read or follow trends. No matter what your retirement style, you deserve healthy eyes and a healthy smile. Some Medicare plans don't cover vision or dental. With Delta Dental, you can save on what's essential. Get coverage and take care of your health. It's peace of mind, so treat yourself. It's more affordable than you might think. Give us a call or visit this link.
As title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, we're proud to support this fantastic event. At the Iowa Farm Bureau, we believe that strong farms and strong schools fuel strong futures. Partnering with the Girls Union allows us to celebrate Iowa's youth while supporting and empowering the Iowa girl.
Reaching the state tournament is no small feat, and it takes a strong support system. Thanks to the Iowa Farm Bureau, we're able to honor students for their outstanding achievements in each of their sports and in the classroom. The Iowa Farm Bureau helps our organization provide awards, grants, and scholarships to honor excellence in athletics and academics.
Whether you're a student competing today or a fan cheering from home, we all play a role in making our state shine. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau
and the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union,
congratulations on a fantastic season and good luck.
We're back inside of the KC Center in Des Moines, Iowa, home of the Iowa Girls High School State Basketball Tournament. Once again, Jonathan Schaefer, Chris Larson. And Chris, let's take a look at the Seeds for Success for both of these teams.
Yeah, let's talk about Denver first. And we talked about this just a little bit in our pregame show. Success breeds success. These guys know how to win a state title, and that just gives you confidence in other sports as well. I think the other thing for Denver is know your personnel. Two big scorers we're going to be talking a lot about for Emmetsburg. You got to identify those guys and make sure they're not the ones to beat you. For Emmetsburg, I said be you. And what I mean by that is this is the first time they've been to the state tournament in a long time, but enjoy this moment. Soak it up. They stopped Newell Fonda's 100-game conference win streak. I mean, go and be who you are. Make sure you don't waste this opportunity. And then good defense starts with good offense. That's by taking care of the basketball and not give out easy runouts to a really athletic Denver team in transition.
Those are today's Seeds for Success, brought to you by Channel Seeds, your local seeds dealer. Visit channelseed.com today. Just about a minute away from the starting lineups being announced. We are not going to take our final break. I'm not going to do that quite yet. But before we begin today's game, we'd like to once again thank Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, for their support. The Iowa Farm Bureau has an office located in each county across Iowa. And we want to thank all of those offices for their support of the two teams playing in our game today. A big thank you, Iowa Farm Bureau, for supporting the IGHSAU and the Iowa Girl. Certainly not possible without all that Iowa Farm Bureau does for sports across the state. Truly a fortunate state to have that investment into girls basketball the way they do.
Across all the sports, yes. Right? They do so much for so many kids, and, both of us, watching it for so many years, they make meaningful memories for kids, so it's pretty cool stuff.
Cool stuff, cool game ahead of us. Let's get over to our PA announcer, who will introduce our starting lineups between Denver and Emmetsburg.
Fans, welcome to tonight's 2026 Girls State Basketball Quarterfinal matchup featuring the Emmetsburg IGHSAU and the Denver Cyclones. Fans, tradition is an important part of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union's storied history. Because our past is an integral part of what we do today, we ask that everyone in attendance please join in a round of applause to show our appreciation to all the women who have participated in high school athletics in Iowa. Because once an Iowa girl, always an Iowa girl. Fans, at this time, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and the Iowa Farm Bureau would like to recognize the outstanding sportsmanship shown by Denver High School and Emmetsburg High School. In recognition of the importance of good sportsmanship, each state qualifying school was asked to nominate a spectator who represents their school and community in a sportsmanlike manner. Bryn Jacobson, a member of the IGHSAU Student Athlete Advisory Committee, will present each nominee with a certificate of recognition and a $250 check payable to their school scholarship fund. Please join us in honoring these individuals whose decorum and respect for others serves as a model for all spectators attending interscholastic events. From Emmetsburg High School, Carrie Shaney. And from Denver High School, Tina Stout. The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union promotes good sportsmanship by participants, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants, officials, and spectators in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or abusive comments or intimidating actions directed at officials, participants, coaches, team representatives, or event personnel will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. We thank you for your cooperation and invite you to enjoy the game. Fans, it's now time to introduce the players in today's quarterfinal matchup. Today's team intros are brought to you by Hy-Vee. First, the non-starters for the Emmetsburg IGHSAU. Number 2, Macy Walters. Number 3, Shay Montag. Number 11, Maya Morton. Number 12, Brooklyn Feeney. Number 14, Ella Otten. Number 20, Gwen Sunan. Number 30, Lily Straw. Number 40, Ingrid Gustafson. And number 44, Harlan Swanson. The assistant coaches for Emmetsburg are Tim Swanson and David Walters. Now let's meet the non-starters for the Denver Cyclones. Number 0, Summer Matthias. Number 1, Ariana Valverde. Number 2, Kelsey Hildebrandt. Number 3, Addie Brahman. Number 5, Mackenzie McEwen. Number 10, Lexi Benham. Number 13, Seraphy Osterly. Number 21, Chrisanne Wirtjes. Number 24, Elise Ricketts. And number 32, Aubrey Rattler. The assistant coaches for Denver are Dave Ricketts and Kevin Ackerson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for tonight's starting lineups? For Emmetsburg at forward, a 6-foot junior, number 4, Dylan Feeney. And for Denver at forward, a 6-foot senior, number 11, Miley Thurm. For Emmetsburg at guard, a 5'6" senior, number 10, Kylie Hoffman. And for Denver at guard, a 5'7" senior, number 12, Riley Ackerson. For Emmetsburg at guard, a 5'7" senior, number 13, Callista Joyce. And for Denver at forward, a 5'11" senior, number 15, Grace Mullahan. For Emmetsburg at guard, a 5'7" senior, number 15, Nora Nelson. And for Denver at guard, a 5'11" senior, number 22, Channing Johnson. For Emmetsburg at forward, a 5'11" senior, number 32, Rachel Cheney. And for Denver at guard, a 5'11" senior, number 23, Bailey Mullahan. The head coach for Emmetsburg is Annie Feeney, and the head coach for Denver is Joe Frost. The floor officials for tonight's game are Dan Beating, Mark Flegel, Matthew Roberts, and the bench official is Brady Forsyth. Welcome, Emmetsburg and Denver, to the 2026 Iowa Girls Basketball State Tournament.
And once again, Hy-Vee, a proud sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Hy-Vee, where there is a helpful smile in every aisle. The starting lineup sponsored by Hy-Vee. Number 5 versus number 4 in this bracket. Emmetsburg last won it all in 1991. Denver has never won a state title. They lost in the semis back in 2022, their last state tournament appearance.
Let's check out this jump ball, right? I think we have a state high jump champ against an MVP, all-tournament MVP volleyball player. So it's volleyball against high jump. What do we got?
Rachel Shanny will lose that to Miley Thurm, and Denver will start off with the possession. It's Ackerson. She's going to find Johnson. Johnson looking underneath, wide open, just cannot get it to go, was Bailey Mullahan. Rebound going back the E-Hawks way.
Yeah, good ball movement there against the zone. Got the ball reversed a couple times, just weren't able to finish with the shot.
Callista Joyce, hot hand over to Rachel Cheney. Her pass tipped away. She comes back down with it. She's going to attack the rack, gets the roll, hoop and the hack.
Well, she's a big-time scorer, big-time athlete, and you can see why. She's really strong. Went with her left hand, puts it on the floor, draws the contact, absorbs it, finishes, and gets the extra free throw.
Chance for the old-fashioned three-point play for Rachel Cheney. The free throw pure. 3-0 lead as Cheney starts the scoring.
Little 1-3-1, three-quarter court trap. You really want to work these corners, right? That's where it's going to be open if you can get it over the top.
Johnson into some traffic, diving effort to get that ball corralled. Great effort. Kylie Hoffman comes away with it. She'll hand it off. The E-Hawks get right back into their sets.
Great
Laura
start
Nelson.
for Emmetsburg. Sorry about that, John.
No, you are just fine. Rachel Cheney trying to work it around the horn and inside. Could not get it to go. Down low to Dylan Feeney. Coach Annie Feeney calls Dylan a defensive menace.
That's always a menace in a complimentary way, right? That's what you want to be on the defensive end. Very different strategies on defense right now. Denver just in man-to-man, person-to-person, getting really after it. And obviously we've seen a couple different zones from Emmetsburg so far.
Feeney turns it over. That ball going to be a held ball. It will stay with Emmetsburg. And sometimes, Chris, what I've noticed, teams like to come down to state and play the press right out of the gate because you can play off some nerves, a little bit of maybe that isn't on film a ton, and so you can catch some teams off guard.
Yeah, I think it's a really good way. Anytime you can get up and down the floor a few times and just play it out on defense, I think it's going to help you out a lot as the game goes along.
Hoffman with it, into traffic, has to chuck it up, does not catch rim. And the possession goes back Denver's way. Out in transition for Briley Ackerson. They'll work it around the horn. It's Johnson inside. Thought about the jumper and said they'll feed it down low. Strong take by Miley Thurm. Couldn't get it to go. She averages 13 a game.
Yeah, really good execution again. You got the ball to the high post against that 2-1-2 zone. Good diagonal look, just weren't able to finish.
What I like about Thurm there, she doesn't bring the ball down. She goes straight up with it once it's in her hand. On the other side of things, Feeney a little too strong. Johnson will try and change the pace a little bit.
Look at this. It's interesting. Now it's kind of back to that 1-3-1 look.
Block by Feeney. And this is going back the other way. Shaney kicks out 3 look. Comes up short from Kylie Hoffman. That ball's going to go back Denver's way.
Well, you called it a menace up top, and then against this 1-3-1, you can see they're really extending the pressure. You're going to have to be able to get it by these 3 girls, and then you're going to have numbers advantage on the backside if you can, right there.
The skip pass across, and then they'll go inside. Feed on the front doorstep, doesn't lead to anything. Johnson going to take a 3 instead. That'll splash the twine for the triple. Channing Johnson.
Inside out, right? You get that ball inside, you kick it back out, and you get a really good look at a 3.
3-3 ball game. We have the old-fashioned, and the way beyond the arc is getting in a little bit too deep. There was Feeney. Now Denver will try and look for a little pace, and the pass across was not aware of it, was Bailey Mullahan. She's a bit stunned that ball would even come her way there.
Yeah, we're going to keep our eye on this. They're really doing a nice job of mixing up their zone defenses, and that can really get you out of rhythm on offense.
Remind me, the 1-3-1, is that a Scott Drew staple down at Baylor?
Oh, yeah, you betcha.
Emmetsburg.
Long,
Yeah. Always a menacing defense anytime Iowa State was down there.
You bet.
Great take by Feeney, using the window for a couple more.
Really nice. Good drive. It had some space on that right side, went across the court. Really good job. Damn.
Tip ball. That is off the hands of Kylie Hoffman. Active hands are the key.
Yeah, watch that. When you're playing that, you want to keep your hands out and get your hands in passing lanes. They're doing a great job so far.
Ackerman to inbound. Not a lot of space to work. She'll find Johnson, though. Johnson hounded at the top once again. Trying to break that 1-3-1. Ackerman hesitates on the 3. She'll drive instead. Gets it swatted away and steps out of bounds on the recollect. Shaney with the stuff.
Yeah. Good defense. Again, I didn't mind Denver's offense. I thought it moved the ball. I thought it didn't stick quite as much to that position. That's what they're going to have to do to be successful.
To break that zone, is it just an extra pass, maybe an extra cut here or there?
Yeah, it's the hockey assist. You're a hockey guy.
Oh, yeah.
It's the pass before the assist that's gonna win it for you.
Those secondary assists always appreciated. That ball will take a hop, skip, and a jump out of bounds off the tip. Stays with the E-Hawks. 23-2 this year. Denver, 22-2. Inbounds. That was Nelson. She'll get it back here on the wing. Hand it off. Feeney has a go for 3. Does not go as it's off the iron.
Okay, good. Now, see, you want to get it in the middle and then attack opposite side. Catch, look opposite.
Turnover underneath the hoop. Outlet it ahead. Ella Otten tries to feed it inside. Shaney can't come up with it. Denver does. Here's Channing Johnson. 11.4 points per game.
We're getting a great look at it, aren't we? Because you can really see how they swarm over there. She's a great one to get the ball in her hands right there, 22 Johnson.
Johnson's floater just a little too strong. It'll clang out. We are just about 5 minutes into this one, a 5-3 basketball game.
Like to see on Denver's side, too, if you can, jump a passing lane. Get something to maybe get your offense going on the defensive end, right?
Playing man defense right now. It's Feeney again. Hounded there by Lexi Benham. Instead of Shaney driving off the window. What touch from the senior.
Opposite hand, right? She's left-handed and kissed that off the glass with her right hand. Really, really showing off a lot of things already in the first quarter.
Shaney with 5 of her team 7 to start. Johnson wants an answer at the other end. A little bit off to the right. Another defensive rebound for Emmetsburg. They're up to 6. Rebounds pretty even right now.
Don't change a thing, though, if you're Denver. They're doing a lot of things right against this 1-3-1. That diagonal pass from corner to wing sets up a lot of really good scoring opportunities.
Shaney wants to keep attacking. She just misses. Denver, neither team getting a lot of second chance opportunities right now with rebounding.
Look at that.
Nice hand by Feeney. Ends up in the hands of Ella Otten. And now they'll get to work in transition. Shaney kicks back out. Open three look. That one from Callista Joyce just a little bit off the mark. Feeney calls Joyce a glue player for this team.
Seems like they have a lot of them, right? You have two big-time scorers and then a lot of role players. One thing I've liked already so far from Emmetsburg is not forcing shots, though, right? So some of their girls who are left open, they're being patient.
Couple tall presence down underneath, and it's Miley Thurm coming up with the offensive putback, and that's just mismatched down low.
You called it earlier, too. She kept it high, right? She got that rebound, kept it up high where no one can come down and slap at it, so really, really good play by her.
A three from Shaney. Why not? She can do it all.
Man, she is showing off why she's a 1,000-point scorer, averaging over 20 points a game. She's done a little bit of everything thus far in the first quarter.
She has 8 in this first quarter. A minute to play now under. That ball's going to take a bound off the leg of Thurm. She wants that to stay here, but I think it took a roll off her foot. But yeah, Rachel Shaney, another look at it. She's going to get an open look here from the corner. Says, why not? I'm going to let it fly. That's why it's so important to keep your hand up.
Hand down, shot's going to go in.
Hand down, shot up.
Shot up, there you go.
Hoffman working on defenders. Nice right-handed lay-in. Does a good job to protect that ball as she drives.
Absolutely. And you see the little ball fake that kind of just got the defense slightly off edge?
Kylie Hoffman's first 2 of the night. It's a 12-5 ball game. Emmetsburg up.
Keep that ball moving.
To the corner. An open 3 look for Denver. That's off the backboard, but the putback from Johnson gets the friendly roll. Channing Johnson, Johnny on the spot.
Yeah, that's big for her, too. Get your leading scorer to see the ball go through the hoop in the first quarter is always good.
Final possession. Shaney says, why not?
A little heat check there.
Why not again? One more at it. That one off the front iron. Deja vu sets in, but not before Emmetsburg takes a 12-7 lead into the first quarter break. And with that, we will be right back here on the Iowa Girls Athletic Union Network, powered once again by Mid-American Energy Company. We'll be right back.
American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Fuel choice that's cheaper, homegrown, and better for the planet? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
Well, Denver trails Emmetsburg through 8 minutes of basketball here. The E-Hawks finding scoring from a few players, but primarily Rachel Shaney. She's impressed you early here, Chris.
Yeah, she's done it a variety of different ways, right? To her dominant hand, her left hand, going to her right, and then knocking down a three. I think, though, if you're Denver, I really wouldn't change a thing against the zone. I like the way they're attacking it. They just got to finish when they get good shots.
Got to give a shout out to my friend Danny Cahoot Lynch, letting me know that Denver, 4 of their 5 starters will be playing college volleyball next year.
Ooh, how about that?
Or are committed to play college volleyball. Just absolutely wild. Again, tells you just how great the athleticism is out there. And we know they won the state title, but good for them. But there's a nice turnover. Kylie Hoffman off to the races, takes a big shove.
What are we going to get here? Easy.
Bailey Mullahan with a forearm straight to the back on the jump stop.
They're going to just give him a common foul. I think, calmer heads prevail. I would have been comfortable either way if the referee wanted to go and call that intentional too. But, it wasn't malicious though either.
Maybe it looked a little worse than it was.
Right.
You can't always anticipate a jump stop on a fast break.
Exactly.
It's not like it's an undercut. The double team. Hoffman nearly comes away with another steal.
The line.
And they're going to call a foul on the floor. You pointed it out, Nora Nelson.
I think actually her foot was on the line, John.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Grace Mullahan, I'm sorry. No foul. I think Mullahan thought it was going to be a foul on her, too, the way the point happened.
Good hustle on both sides. Man, that length is really giving them problems. They got to keep their spacing on that.
When the ball can't stick. I think that's the other thing.
You're so right.
It sticks too much and gives defenses time to set. Speaking of set, Hoffman set and fires. Just couldn't get the roll. Denver comes away with a board.
Okay, there you go. You want to find the middle and then turn, look opposite. There.
Find underneath just a little high, but it's the right idea.
It's the right idea. That's so many times. And you can see Coach talking to her, and Coach Frost is like, it's the right look. It's right there. Maybe attack, maybe take a little dribble and a bounce pass.
Well, then you said it. It's the next pass after that one, too.
Right,
Draw that attention, then bounce pass to the back door. Hockey has correlations to basketball.
You bet.
I love it.
You bet.
Hoffman,
we can get it in there.
Feeney for three. Short. Rebound, though. Guess who?
Yeah.
Shaney again fighting for it. Punches it out.
Good
Another tie-up. That ball's going to stay with Emmetsburg.
Both teams really getting after it. It's fun. You talked about it earlier. Defense wins, right? And they're both part of the reason for some of the offensive struggle is these are just two really good defensive teams, good athletes out there.
Well, and what you appreciate about State is every effort play. Mm-hmm. These girls know what's on the line.
Yeah.
Hoffman, a little bit of ISO. She'll pass it off. Kick back out to Shaney. Nice find underneath, just a little too far out of the reach for Feeney. She'll touch out of bounds, and now we'll go back the Cyclones' way.
Good pressure defense, right? They're doing a nice job on the ball. We keep bringing up their success in volleyball, but you really do see their athleticism out there on the defensive end.
Again, that press. Going cross court down to the corner.
One more.
And then the extra pass into Thurm. Thurm the lay-in. And Chris, you appreciate that as a coach when you see execution.
It was that was perfect, right? We talked about getting past those three girls. They did in the corner. Then come back to the middle, then look opposite. Perfect execution.
And there wasn't hesitation with it either.
Yes.
Feeney thought about the three. She stops. Will throw it out. Hoffman still comes up with it. She's crowded. And that's going to draw a little bit of contact from Elise Ricketts. She subbed in. One of our IMT insurance substitutions. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com.
So sometimes you want your offense to carry over to your defense, right? You want to play complementary basketball. They just had a great offensive possession. Now let's see if you can't get a stop and get yourself right back in this game.
Plenty of room. The teardrop too strong off the left. That was a decent look from Callista Joyce. But Denver comes away with it. They break the press again. Seeing some space, why not let a runner go?
Ooh.
A little back iron, and you feel for Grace Mullahan there. She just kind of looks upward like, what do I got to do?
Still, good execution. Get it to the corner, then come back to the middle. That's exactly what they want to do. If you're consistent with that kind of execution, good things will happen.
E-Hawks with the possession. Step through by Feeney. Tries to get it to go, does not.
I really like that. Went hard to her left, right? So the defender has to slide and cut her off. But then what she did is she jump stops, steps through with her left leg, and earns the free throws with some body contact.
Miley Thurm, her second foul. 4:55 to play in the second quarter. Something to keep an eye on for the Cyclones big.
They're going to go small now, so that's going to just change their lineup a little bit for Denver.
not a lot of scoring here in this second frame. As Feeney, 2 for 2.
Yeah. Good athlete. Good free throw touch right there by Feeney. And she's really a menace, as we keep talking about, up top.
Pick to the corner. Back inside.
Good ball movement.
Long three, almost falls through. Doesn't quite go, though. Elise Ricketts. Rebound back to the E-Hawks. Shaney looking for a little room to work. Tries to funnel it inside. Can't, but still finds the ball back in her hands. Open three for Emmetsburg. Rattles in and out for Joyce. Denver will settle it back down.
Okay, they've really settled into sticking with this 1-3-1.
Corner look. Not there. Another turnover. The E-Hawks forcing some early turnovers here in this game.
You can tell they're really adept at that.
Open three, that's not gonna go. And we're gonna get a timeout from the Denver Cyclones. Looks like it will be a full timeout. So with that, we will step away. We'll be right back with more basketball. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
From homeowners to small businesses, Iowa banks know what it means to invest in the future. Their customer relationships are built on shared values and earned trust. Iowa Bank's your partner through it all. While we talk about the defensive side of things, if you're the E-Hawks, one thing I will say, Chris, a 1-3-1 defense, the way they run it, conditioning's got to be top-notch. You know it's practiced and it's conditioned throughout the season.
Yeah, they never stand still, right? You know, and what I really like about them is how they play really wide. You know, you can see when you're coming down court. We played some 1-3-1. I always said, don't just let them see what they're coming into. Get your arms up, be in each other's way. So let's see how Denver wants to attack it right now. They're going to go a little on-ball screen, which you can do.
Skip pass across, open three, strong. Rebound comes back to Denver. Ackerman able to get to it. Johnson now with it. She'll funnel it over to Lexi Benham. Back to Johnson.
Got to go to the corner and get it out of the corner.
Ackerman for three, strong off the far side iron, but another big rebound by Benham. She works it back to Johnson.
It's one thing we haven't talked about yet, but sometimes you just want to get shots up. It's really one of the hardest things in a 1-3-1 is to rebound.
Turnover created for the E-Hawks. Here they come in transition. Hoffman into
Shaney.
Shaney strong to the rack, lays it in. Her first points of the second quarter.
I love that team basketball right there, right? Shaney took one dribble and then kicked it off to her guard and was like, I'm going to run right down the middle, get the ball back, because she knows she's a big-time finisher.
10 points now for Rachel Shaney. Ackerson would hand off to Johnson. Johnson to Benham.
In, out.
Johnson for three. Does not go. Rebound hauled in by Kylie Hoffman.
There's an old saying in basketball, shooting cures all, and that's what they need, right? They're getting some good open looks. You just got to get that lid off the rim. You can knock down two in a row and be right where you want to be.
Kick to the corner for Ella Otten, now in the hands of Dylan Feeney. She'll work it around the horn. It's Hoffman, stripped. Benham steps in on it, loose ball. Hoffman fights off the defender for it. Shaney going to fire off the three.
Boy.
As the shot clock was winding down, she cans another.
And I just love it. I kind of watched her going back to. There was no celebrating. She was just intense right back to the defensive end. She has dominated this game so far.
She has 13, outscoring Denver by herself. Floater from Johnson, short.
Get the box out there.
What an effort, though, by the Cyclones. Johnson fires a three. There's the answer. And what a second effort by the Denver Cyclones to get that 3 to go.
You see it all the time, right? That second time you get a look at it in one possession, it always seems to just be a little easier of a shot.
19-12, Emmetsburg up 7 here in the second quarter. 1:20 to play in the first half. That ball saved from a backcourt violation, filtered ahead. Yep. Here comes Grace Mullahan using the window, too strong. Rebound to Johnson. Ackerson back to Johnson. Johnson, jumper runner. Yeah. She draws a foul. She'll shoot 2.
What do you think, John? The Stars are shining tonight. Both Johnson and Shaney. We kind of talked about it in the pregame, and they've been really fun to watch. Two of the better girl athletes in the state, I would say.
Yeah, Johnson now up to 8 points. She's 3 of 7 from the floor, 2 of 4 from three-point range, as is Shaney.
Who is that? I think Joyce has maybe a little blood on her. Yep, they're going to have to clean that up. I think she hustled right down there and got a little floor burn.
That'll sting a little bit. They'll touch it up, take care of it, and then get her right back in. Wrap it quickly. Shout out all of the team training staffs across the state. Obviously can't have games without them.
Nice work. Kept her in the game.
No IMT insurance substitution needed there. But Johnson does shoot 2. Misses. I should mention, I'm pretty sure that's the first foul of the game on Emmetsburg.
Whoa. Well, kind of not
wrong.
surprising, though. You know, the way they're playing that zone, right? You're not putting yourself in a lot of bad situations. Well, yeah. You're exactly right.
Johnson makes a second 6-point game.
And probably right at Denver, too, though. It's hard to attack. If you attack, you're going right into 3 people, right? So it's going to be hard to do that. Like to see them get a little transition offense off of their defense, though.
Hoffman skips to Nora Nelson. Nelson back to Hoffman. Hoffman attacks, a great right-handed lay-in against Miley Thurm.
Yeah, I really like that. Hopefully she knew that she had 2 fouls, so she attacked Thurm, knew she couldn't really go up to contest. Good offense.
35 seconds to play. Thurm with it down low, kicks out. Ackerson for 3. Big hop. Rebound goes the E-Hawks' way. They'll have final possession, up 8 against the Denver Cyclones.
Love it. Joyce got the rebound secured and just said 1 to her team right away. She's like, hey, we're going for that last shot. I love seeing them control the clock.
Feeney fouled. It's going to be a blocking foul. Stays on the floor. Really not too much harm there.
Right.
Channing Johnson's first.
Team foul 4. Now can't give up another one, though.
Only 8 seconds left. And we saw it at the end of the first half in our last game. A foul on the full court heave. Gave a 3-point shot. There's a 3 as time was winding down. Could not go. Denver looking to Ackerson. Lets it go. Nearly. Hasn't answered a exclamation point this first half, but Chris, really quick first half thoughts.
Yeah, just a good defensive battle, right? 2 really different ways of playing defense. I think we've seen 2 big stars. I think it's right there for either team. Let's just see what kind of execution they can do or change at halftime and come out for a good second half.
Really fun first 16 minutes of basketball here inside the KC Center. We'll be right back with more basketball. Emmetsburg up 21-13 on Denver in 2A action. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Oh, it looks like you spilled some grease.
Grills are multiplying and you need flavor that's bold.
There's nothing left for you to do
but to go to Fairway, your dream for Midwest meat. It's the one you need. Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, you better stake up. Fairway and meat go hand in hand.
This dream is meant for you and me.
Poultry, pork, and beef, your home for Midwest meat. It's the one you need. Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, yes, indeed.
Fairway, it's the one you need.
Excelling in athletics takes teamwork, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. These are the same qualities that help our pig farmers and our communities thrive. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics and the student athletes who make us all proud. Visit iowapork.org/WeCare to meet the people behind the pork and hear about our winning approach to caring for our pigs, the environment, and our communities.
Excuse me, man. You dropped this.
Health powers life, from the delightfully routine to the truly uncharted. Sometimes life takes an unexpected turn, like receiving a cancer diagnosis. At MercyOne, you have access to a team of cancer experts with advanced technologies and holistic therapies for the cancer care you need close to home. Our team will guide you every step of the way, ensuring you're ready no matter what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
SWIC is a community. Southwestern Community College is a place in rural southwest Iowa where students from across the world come to be a part of a tight-knit family, Spartan Nation, where they study, train, grow, thrive, and are called by name, not by number. At SWIC, we are one.
It takes a village to care for a patient. From all of the various people, if you come see us, that you'll meet. Every one of those people, we try to get people that are committed to making that the best experience that they can do.
I think the breadth of coverage that we're able to provide, I think is unique. All of these different facets that all intertwine are what allow us to take care of the community the way that I feel they should.
At DMOS, we're here when you need us.
Welcome back, here with you live on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. It is halftime inside of the KC Center. Jonathan Schaefer, Chris Larson. And it's an 8-point game. Certainly feels like it's closer than 8 even. I think it's been an entertaining first half too.
Yeah, you know, if you like good, sound defensive basketball, this is it for you. And the execution has been good on both ends. Some of the finishing maybe not quite as good as they want to see.
Well, let's take a look at the first half stats brought to you by Sukup. And it was a tale of really two stars stepping up big. Yeah. Rachel Shaney, 13 points. On the other side, Channing Johnson has 9. I think you ask your stars to step up in the biggest moments, and they've delivered tonight.
Yeah, both of them have over half their team's points, right? And so that has really been a battle. It's been a little cold shooting from both of them from three-point line. I think when you watch this third quarter, watch which team maybe gets a couple threes to fall down. That might lead to some momentum.
You look at the other stat here. Rebounds don't be kind of, I'd say it's a little offsetting, but at the same time, the steals kind of make up for it because Emmetsburg isn't giving Denver a ton of grade A opportunities to get shots.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They do offset each other, right? Because Emmetsburg's getting the steals in that zone, which is offsetting that we've talked about. It's hard to offensive rebound there. So, a little bit, and that's why Denver's turnovers are up as well against that 1-3-1. So I still think they're mentally thinking the right play. It's just about finishing when they get the opportunities.
Well, that is a look at the first half stats brought to you by Sukup. Getting ready for the wing eating competition here inside of the KC Center. Maybe Chris and I can get in on one of those one of these days. But we will take another quick break here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Yeah, it's a trip when you hit the road. And when you know when you've arrived. It's a trip when you get everything you want. The burger and the fries, the creek and the crick, the city and the countryside. It's a trip when you're where you're meant to be. In this moment, in this bathroom mirror, looking like $1 million. And yeah, it's a trip when it goes by fast. Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours.
It's the simplest expression. Smallest thing that changes everything. A smile. So easy. A smile lights it up. Apologizes. And welcomes unconditionally. Because the shortest distance between two people is a smile.
Thank you.
Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
As we take a quick break from tournament coverage, all of us at the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union want to extend our sincere appreciation to our title sponsor, the Iowa Farm Bureau, for their continued support of this championship event. I'm joined once again by Brent Johnson, president of the Iowa Farm Bureau, who's here to share more about the special souvenirs our participating student athletes will be taking home this week.
You know, that's right, Aaron. Our incredible student athletes won't be leaving empty-handed. Every athlete competing today will take home a custom souvenir bag tag to commemorate their hard work and dedication. And for our championship teams, we're thrilled to present pink championship ball caps, a bold symbol of everything that they've earned. Athletes will also receive a signature ball, perfect for collecting autographs from coaches and teammates and creating a keepsake that they'll treasure for years. Each of these items is more than just swag. They're reminders of what's possible when you work hard and follow your dreams.
Brent, thank you to the Iowa Farm Bureau for helping make this championship experience so special for our athletes. Now let's get back to the action.
Welcome back into the Casey Center. Emmetsburg and Denver back on the court. And Chris, if you're Denver, you've now seen the Emmetsburg 1-3-1 press, how it works, how you break it. What do you do to see if you can capitalize now and cut into an 8-point deficit?
Well, it's interesting. If I go into that locker room, I'm going to be really confident and say, hey, guys, we are running what we need to run. But if you're on that weak side and you don't have the ball, be ready to shoot. We have some open shots. Shoot it with confidence. Let it fly. And then one thing we used to always like to say against the zone, the possession starts on the shot, meaning it's really hard to rebound out of it. So don't worry about missing because we're going to go get the offensive rebound even if we do miss.
And on the other side of things, Emmetsburg, you built an 8-point lead much off the back of Rachel Shaney. What do you have to do here in quarter number 3 to build on that lead?
Well, you know, I was really impressed with them in this first half. And the thing I love most is we kind of talked about BU. They didn't look nervous. It's the first time they've been here in a while. They just followed their lead star, right? And Shaney, they got her the ball where she needed to be. There wasn't a lot of players, you know, not that they made some good plays, but they weren't trying to do too much. And I thought they executed really nicely on offense and flawlessly on defense, right? So if I'm them, I'm just saying, hey, you don't have to change anything. You don't have to be superstars out here. Let's just go play our game and win the ball game.
Winner of this one gets Hinton after they had a 1-point win over West Lyon in a great basketball game to open 2A play earlier tonight. This one looking to shape up very similarly. We'll take one more quick break before we get started with quarter number 3 on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Getting ready for quarter number 3, a look at the rest of the 2A bracket. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. tip-off between Rock Valley and Regina Catholic. The Rockets, the 2 seed in that one. Then Central Lyon will take on Trainer. Central Lyon, the runner-up a year ago at the state tournament in Class 2A, lost to Hinton. I'm sure that's in the back of their mind as well. That game at 11:45.
I've heard Rock Valley has a really nice team this year too, so should be a good couple games to get the day started tomorrow.
Always appreciate when you do see the best teams down here at the state tournament.
And the best players.
Best players. We've got stars across the board. It's been a fun one thus far. As we start quarter number 3.
Good.
Turnover created. It's Dylan Feeney. Now Hoffman creates some contact.
There
that
you go.
Ball's picked off by Johnson. Johnson going to take it coast to coast. Lays it in with the left, and that's a great start if you're a Cyclones fan.
Boy, John, we've talked about it all game, right? We kind of said Denver can get their offense going by playing good defense, getting those passing lanes. But I love how Johnson, she's really athletic, but I love how she jump-stopped to finish there.
E-Hawks looking for an answer, and Hoffman, she drives, got a little too deep. Rebound, though, stays with the E-Hawks. Great effort play there from Nora Nelson, the senior.
Really good effort right there. And huge, right? Because I think that's on Thurm. Yeah, and that's our third.
That's a quick foul for Miley Thurm. Had 2 in the first half, picks up right there. And even more importantly for Nelson, she makes her first point of the game.
Yeah, we talked about a lot of glue people out there, glue girls. And they're really doing their job well.
Nelson, 2 for 2.
And, you know, sometimes, though, that's such a big thing. When you have a star like Shaney, I've coached a lot of stars, but those people who give up a little bit of themselves to let the star be the star are equally as important to being a great team.
Johnson a 3, and she is heating up.
And speaking of that, right, the skip pass, the screen in, everybody executing. I love those plays where you see 2 or 3 or 4 girls all helping out to make that play a good one.
An answer at the other end does not fall. Off the mark was Joyce, and here comes Johnson again.
Attack.
She's going to go right at Joyce, curls it back out.
Yeah.
Going to draw a blocking foul on Dylan Feeney.
I like that. Mark Flegel, really, really good official, and you kind of saw he was going to allow the bump, but once the bump knocked her out of bounds, he knew he had to call the foul.
Yeah, you don't want to give that preference
right.
to an out-of-bounds play instead when it's created by the contact.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a 5-point game. Denver, Ackerson. Hands off to Johnson. Johnson looking for a lane. Nice find underneath. And the finish at the hoop by Bailey Mullahan. Her first 2 of the night.
We got a game, John. Here we go.
The lead chopped down to 3. It was 8 to open the third quarter. We're 2 minutes in. And Denver's found a rhythm. Here's Feeney. She's going to try and answer back. The lefty roll doesn't go. Johnson a rebound.
Johnson's really starting to take over on both ends a little bit, right? And their ball handling's really good.
She finds Ackerson.
Opposite.
Back to Johnson. Johnson for 3. Just a little strong hand in her face from Hoffman.
Yeah, good look, though, on the opposite pass. Really good execution to start the second half by Denver.
Channing Johnson up to 14 points, 5 rebounds.
See if they can't get Shaney a look something here. Maybe going back to getting her with that left hand. It looks maybe like they might be isolating that side. Just as I say that, she went back to the other side. Here, she's coming back, though.
Hand off to Shaney. Shaney for 3 with the left. Does not go. A little strong off the back iron. Ackerson comes away with the rebound. She'll outlet to Johnson. Johnson Gonna use Ackerson one more time.
I like what they're doing with Johnson, too. She can initiate the offense, then go and get it back.
Using her dribble to get out of trouble a little bit. Ackerson now.
Inside, out.
Johnson, 3, open look. Yes!
That's good basketball right there. Using that inside out look, but you see how they reversed it and made that, I think it's Feeney at the top of the zone, go back and forth a few times. That's what opened up that shot.
We have a tie ball game at 23 each.
Oh, good move.
Great move by Hoffman and a wonderful answer at the other end. And Coach Feeney wants a timeout after that.
Yeah, good timeout. Going to be a full one, John.
A great take by Hoffman will send us to a quick break on the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
A 10-4 run to open the third quarter for Denver has them trailing just by 2. And if not for the latest bucket by Kylie Hoffman, well, it would be a deficit. But here's another look from Johnson. Johnson's 3, just a pure stroke.
Yep.
She's woken right up and gotten after it. She's got 8 points already just in the third quarter, and we're only 3.5 minutes into it.
And it's the execution there. So I like the timeout. We were kind of discussing a break. It looks like they're going to stick in the 1-3-1, but probably just kind of gave them a little bit of suggestions about who they want to watch, probably in particular talking about Johnson.
You already see that look. Feeney kind of just sagged off of Ackerson. Now another 3. That's too strong off the backboard. Effort play.
Good
Shaney
hustle.
can't come up with it. We've got an injury with Thurm down on the floor. I think she took a knee on the back of the head. She says, I'm good.
Good.
Nothing I can't play through. But yeah, I'd say this. Watch Feeney and how she sags to Ackerson. Sags to Johnson and leaves Ackerson okay. Ackerson way downtown.
Yep.
Yes!
And that's what you got to do.
Another 3 for Denver.
Yeah, you step up and you answer, right? And good execution, and then knock it down. When they give you that second option, then she's got to be ready to knock it down.
Riley Ackerson's first points of the night are a big one. Denver up 1. An answer at the other end from Hoffman, no. Rebound to Johnson, up to 6. Johnson on the dribble. She'll go to Ackerson again. Now here's your conundrum.
Yep.
You've sagged off Ackerson. She's made
There
the
it is
3.
again.
Another open look. The stroke
There it
is pure. Ackerson back-to-back 3s. And Denver now up 4.
How about Briley Ackerson? She's made 30 on the year, so it's not like she's not accustomed to shooting those 3s, but really stepping up big time when they needed it most. Good cut.
Nelson inside, goes to Feeney. Feeney corrals it.
Gotta
Shot
have
from
it.
Joyce, it's off. Rebound by Johnson. Johnson wants to push the pace.
Man, how about the start to the second half for Denver, right?
16-4 run to open this
good
third
play.
frame, and a great job to intercept that ball by Callista Joyce. The senior will dribble it up into the front court.
Need an answer if you're Emmetsburg, right? I'd really like to see Shaney get involved and attacking the basket. Not settling for a jumper, but see if they can't get her attacking. They're forcing her right.
She wanted to feed it into Feeney, I think, and Feeney moved on her. Instead, it'll be a Nora Nelson 3. That's off the rim and into the hands of Mullahan. Mullahan will put it out to Johnson, back to Mullahan. Nearly swatted away. Ackerson now drives into the trees. Shaney shows up with a big block. Communicates, hey, take that, I'm running. Callista Joyce hesitated. Thought about the 3. Feeney goes to Hoffman. She'll settle things back down. Great hand by Thurm, but stolen again. A little bit of a rattle around, and it'll find the hands of Ackerson. They have numbers going the other way if they want to. Johnson pumps on the 3. She'll get the teardrop to go.
She's showing off everything right now, and it's all on those ball reversals for Denver. And good timeout by Coach Feeney. I think she's going to maybe have to mix that up a little bit.
Unnecessary timeout as Denver swells their lead to 6. We'll be right back on the Girls High School Athletic Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
14-point difference here in the third quarter. Chris, what's allowed Denver to find a lead when they trailed by 8 at halftime?
You know, I kind of think it's funny, John. If you remember right, look at this. They're getting that ball to the right spot, right in the heart of the zone, and then kicking it out, but they're shooting it with confidence. They came out pretty quick. We talked about it, and they kind of had a look on their face like they were irritated with how the way they played in the first half. And I wonder if it wasn't a more Coach Frost just saying, guys, get back out there. We're a better team than this. Go play like it. That's how they've responded so far to start the second half.
Riley Ackerson, you saw not one but 2 of her three-pointers. Back-to-back triples, has her up to 6 points here. Channing Johnson, again, just keeps rolling in the points. 19 now. The other key for Denver is defensively, they batten down the hatches on Rachel Shaney.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's been really tough. You know, Shaney has not been able to get involved much here in the second half.
She has it at the top of the arc. She'll funnel it over to the left, into the hands.
Yeah,
that's going to be a travel, an extra little jump into that for Ella Otten.
Let's give Bailey Mullahan a little bit of credit, too. She is doing a wonderful job on Shaney in the second half. She is sitting on her left hand and really taking away her jump shot and then just determining that you're not going to beat me off the dribble, and really playing well on the defensive end right now.
Ackerson at the top of the arc. Johnson goes in. They're going to call a jump ball. That was tied up beautifully by Callista Joyce.
Yep. Good defense, good hands that time by Emmetsburg.
Nora Nelson on the inbound. This is Ella Otten on the wing. Finds an outlet out back to the top of the arc. Nora Nelson back to Otten. They keep working it around the horn. Callista.
You know, you can talk about the offensive end, but Denver is really tightening up that defensive end here in the second half as well.
The floater off the window does not go for Callista Joyce. Denver now a chance to build on their lead in the final minute of play, but it's turned over.
Same thing we talked about for Denver in the first half. Now, if you're Emmetsburg, you want to get out and go, see if you can get some early offense. There it is.
And there's the answer, Callista Joyce.
When you get a steal and you can push in transition, it just gets your offense flowing a lot more because the defense is moving around and not settled in.
The lead just 3. About a 5-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Kick out to 3. That does not go for Benham, but a rebound for Denver. Shot clock now off. They get final possession.
Grace Mullahan with a nice tap out. The Mullahans are playing quite well this third quarter.
Benham thought about the 3. She'll hand off to Johnson.
Out.
Nice kick to the corner. Ackerson, the hot hand.
Beautiful.
Why not another 3 threes in the third quarter for Ackerson? And that will send us to the fourth quarter. Denver up 6 once again.
What a pass. Grace Mullahan is just picking things apart from the middle of that zone and distributing to her shooters, and they're knocking them down.
Riley Ackerson leads the third quarter scoring with 9. Denver leads 34-28. We'll head to one more break before the fourth quarter here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
We're back inside the KC Center. Another look at the three from Ackerson, and Chris, break it down for us.
Well, it's just been a clinic in this third quarter. They are finding Mullahan in the middle of that zone, and then she is just looking opposite, looking back to the corner of this ball side, and she is picking that defense apart right now. Really good execution by Denver. It's funny, we talked about it in the first half too, right? We liked what they were doing. It just wasn't, shots weren't falling, and you look a lot better when the shots start going in.
And when you've got a couple of hot hands to utilize, as there's the drive, nearly turned over. That's Bailey Mullahan working it back out top to Ackerson. Now it's Thurm. Thurm tipped away by Shaney. Thurm saves it. Big save as Johnson gets to it. Now the double team to Benham.
Yeah, Emmetsburg might have to create some energy on their defense now. See if they can't get in the passing lane.
The three doesn't touch anything. And that'll drift out of bounds off the hands of Grace Mullahan.
Good defensive possession that time by Emmetsburg. Got to get Shaney going here in the second half, though.
She was held off the score sheet in the third quarter. Feeney
there you go.
Over to Nora Nelson, to the corner to Shaney. Shaney thought about the three. She says, why not? Let's fire one off, and there you go.
Yep.
Shaney right on cue. Her first points of the second half. It's a big three to cut the lead in half.
And Emmetsburg has switched to man-to-man now. They really forced their hand in that. But we got a ball game here, John. Now it's 6 minutes of who can play better.
Inside to Thurm. Thurm against Shaney. Spin move, little short. Rebound, though. Mullahan couldn't get the putback to go. That was Grace. And here comes Emmetsburg, the E-Hawks.
Get it to her again.
A three ties it. Hoffman, little smile. Nora Nelson says, let's let it fly. Doesn't go. And Mullahan, the rebound. That one is Bailey. And then Johnson looking for Thurm. Thurm ducks it. Another look at it. And this is the three from Shaney.
We talked about that. These Mullahan sisters, there are two of them out there, right? And they play like there's four of them out there.
The take by Hoffman goes off the backboard, and then she gets a foul there against Thurm, and she knows that's one of those moments you don't want to get. You've heard me say Mullahan back and forth. Well, Grace and Bailey, yes, are twins, and both committed to St. Cloud State for volleyball Division II. So props to them.
They're getting a couple good ones, because I'll tell you what, you can tell their athletic mentality because they're doing a lot of little things to help their team right now.
The feed inside, triple team down low on Johnson. It's Thurm now back at the top of the arc. This one works around to Grace Mullahan. She'll hand off to Johnson. Now to Ackerson. Back to Grace. Grace for three. Lets it fly. Off the back iron. Thurm with the rebound. Johnson has it now. A three for her. Too strong. Rebound hauled in beautifully there by Callista Joyce. She tries to outlet it ahead to Shaney. Shaney going to go up and under on the reverse. Couldn't quite get it to go. She was triple teamed, and then they call a foul.
Yeah, really fighting out there, aren't they? I like that look ahead. I thought she was going to kind of get some space, and she almost had that on the reverse layup. Maybe a little bit of a frustration foul there after she missed the layup.
And this will be a timeout. 30 for Denver here. And this game is tightened up. We've now had two really good Class 2A basketball games tonight, Chris. And final 5:30. What do you say in these huddles right now as a coach?
Yeah, I really like the timeout by Coach Frost. I think what he's going to do is they've switched to man-to-man, right? And so he's going to draw up his best man-to-man set. They haven't run much against man-to-man, but I'm sure they have a couple things that they came into the game ready to run. So look for something maybe for Channing Johnson to explode to the hole. Right now, he wants to get that 5-point lead so that they're chasing the rest of the quarter. Well, interesting. You'd almost be tempted if you're Emmetsburg. They've been playing that 1-3-1 so well. You'd be tempted not to put a little pressure in there. There it comes.
Right on cue once again, and they're going to go to a 1-2-2.
Yeah.
And worth noting, rebounds, 34-19 is the discrepancy going the Cyclones' way. Certainly has felt like it's been a difference maker. There's a big skip. It's tipped.
Good moves.
Out of bounds. I got it. I had it.
Get out from under the table, John. We're all right.
I'm stuck. I had to go to the left. The most graceful moment of my broadcasting career. You know, I wasn't a basketball player. Hockey overlapped with basketball season, so.
I could tell by their hands, you know.
I was an defenseman. Played some pickup basketball here or there, and I'll tell you this much, Chris, I was just a presence in the post.
Hey.
And a facilitator down low.
And what people didn't see on air was he boxed me out right there for that ball. It was a strong move by John.
We don't have to sell it any more than that. There's a great feed inside to Thurm. Thurm couldn't get it to go, gets her own rebound.
Yep.
And then that's going to be a foul on Feeney.
Man, got to have that if you're in Emmetsburg, right? You know, she misses the layup. Then that ball hit the ground. So we talked about the discrepancy in rebounding. Down the stretch, they're going to have to really lock in and get those loose ball rebounds.
Shot clock resets, 5:04 to play in this 2A quarterfinal. The 5-4 matchup winner gets Hinton in the semifinals.
Yeah, what he got,
And
good
Hoffman
call.
Got a hand on it, drew the foul on Johnson.
Yeah, good D. Kind of going to the right, and what she did, she jumped that all the way on her right hand and got in the way. And then Johnson, when she tried to fight it back, she kind of got her arm tangled up there.
Second foul for Johnson. This is Joyce bringing into the front court. Goes to Shaney, up top to Hoffman. Nelson into Feeney.
There it is.
Kick out to Hoffman. Hoffman for three. Just a little off the mark. And it stays a 3-point game.
I like the look, though.
This is Grace. Drives to the left. She'll dish it back out. It's Ackerson to Johnson.
Uh-oh.
Another three. Didn't quite go. Now here comes Feeney. She wants to press.
I like the way she came in and helped rebound that time.
An open look for three. It's Joyce.
There it is.
The answer at the other end, Callista Joyce.
She's a big-time three-point shooter, shooting over 40% on the year. You could see she was kind of hunting that shot and got it up quick.
Shaney sealed off the defender, gave her the open look, and we are squared up at 34. Shaney defensively on Thurm. Thurm says, I'll muscle you up.
Yep.
And a strong move from Miley Thurm, her first point since the first quarter, are a big one to put her team back in front too. Joyce thought about it again. It's Hoffman now. She goes to Shaney.
Wants another one.
Joyce, a three, rattles in and out. Shaney comes up with the rebound, kick to the corner. Hoffman for three. Yes, she cans it.
Second chance points, right? We talk about it all the time. The best time to get an open three is after an offensive rebound. Really great recognition by Shaney to kick it out and find the open shooter.
Kylie Hoffman's first three of the night is a big one. The E-Hawks on top of the Cyclones with 3:15 to play, a full timeout. We will be right back on the Girls Union Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Emmetsburg has 4 offensive rebounds to speak of in this game, but none bigger than the one we're about to show you.
John, we used to like to call these game changers, right? Because they change the game. If there's not extra effort by Shane, look at this extra effort. But then instead of forcing up, she finds the shooter in the corner, and Hoffman drills it for her first 3 of the night. Big-time basketball, and what a game we have. What a night you've had.
It's been nothing but instant classics.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade it. This is why you get so excited for state tournament basketball. We had a great one with a 1-point victory by Hinton, a 1-point game now. Here, fourth quarter, 3:15 to play. And on the inbounds, it's Bailey Mullahan. She'll go to Johnson. Johnson to Grace Mullahan. Grace looking for an outlet, goes to Johnson again on the corner. Out to Ackerson. Johnson looking for a seam, finds one down Broadway, throws it up off the window. It will be a foul on 32. That is Shaney. 2 shots for Johnson. I love the attack mentality.
Yep. And as Channing shoots her free throws, let's give Coach Feeney, though, from Emmetsburg some credit, too. She really got the tide back into her team's favor by getting out of that 1-3-1 zone, and now they've slowed him down a little bit with the man-to-man. But it's going to be your big stars right now. And look at Johnson, just right at it.
She misses her second,
tied
tied at 37, and guess who comes away with the loose ball?
Who
Channing
else?
Johnson once again.
Oh, good ball fake.
Hesitates, drives, pulls up, teardrop through.
How about that?
Channing Johnson.
Beautiful.
Just 3 points here in the fourth quarter, but they've been critical. And then the defense by Thurm on a swat.
That was the volleyball spike right there.
Hoffman going to try and go to work, gets the ball knocked away from her. Still loose, caught by Ackerson, and Denver with the ball, 2:30 to play, less than.
How about that? 4 players on the floor. That's how bad they want this right now, John.
Channing Johnson, happy to eat some clock here. Denver up 2. She drives to the left, under with the right, a little too soft. And it's Feeney with the numbers, 2-on-2, back the other way. Goes right at Thurm. Thurm does a great job to stay vertical. And Johnson comes away with the rebound. Under 2 minutes to play.
Yeah, really good job. Good piece of officiating right there, which went straight up, right? And so she has every bit of right to that place as much as the offensive player does.
Channing Johnson, 22 points tonight. Bailey Mullahan inside to Johnson. Johnson to the corner to Ackerson. She bobbles it, hounded out there.
5 on the shot clock.
Johnson lets the 3 fly, nearly goes, but it clangs out. Emmetsburg a chance to tie. A 3 gives them the lead.
All right, good timeout. I think you want to make sure you don't let this possession get away without running your best stuff.
1:18 left. Chris, we'll stay here on this full timeout. What do you draw up in these situations? Are these plays you've had and worked through at times this season?
That's how I always would play it, right? That's what I think good basketball looks like. You do what you do well, and guess what? There's game slippage both ways. So even if it's in their scouting report, you got to think we can execute what we do well better than what they can by this point of the game. If I'm Emmetsburg, though, it's got to be Shaney and Feeney, right? And they went a little big-to-big high screen and roll, I think, in the first quarter. Let's see if they don't get back into that action. I think they could get that, maybe put the shooters in the corner, so if they do sag, you'd be fine with a kick out for open 3 as well. And if you're Denver right now, you're saying, hey, 39's enough. If we get 2 stops, we're going to win this game, make a couple free throws.
Emmetsburg, their first trip to state since 1999. Trailing by 2, they have the ball. Denver, their last appearance came in 2022. Lost in the semis that year. They've never won a state title. You got to win here.
I love these quarterfinal games, though, because you get here and you think, oh, we're just happy to be here. And then you get in a dogfight and you're like, man, we want to play another game down here, you know? And so right now, these next minute 18 are going to be big in these girls' lives.
Nora Nelson will be the inbounds passer. She'll find Coolista Joyce. Joyce using the high screen. Drops it to Feeney.
High-low.
Feeney inside to Shaney. Shaney back out. Hoffman hesitates on the 3. Drives up and under and in. tie game once again. Kylie Hoffman.
I love that by Shaney. Didn't force it into the double team, kicked out. Hoffman with a little shot fake and a good hard drive to her right hand.
Final minute of play in regulation here. Hoffman was
Good
looking
pass.
off the screen. A great find underneath. Thurm with the finish.
How about both our stars coming up with really great assists or passes to start the offense to help their team in this winning situation. Oh.
The ball turned over there as Johnson forced it, and then a foul as the shot clock was off. And that will send, it looks like it's going to be Grace Molahan to the line.
You got to check number, check name. There. Can't just look at the face with these two.
Twins, and they are near identical, if not.
And we've talked a lot about Grace. She was instrumental in the turnaround, right? Her assist in the middle of that zone offense really got Denver going, and now steps up and hits a big free throw to put the lead. Yeah.
And it goes back to what we've talked about in the pregame. Success breeds success.
Yep.
This moment not too big for a team like Denver. Emmetsburg, though, has answered the bell. Do they have another answer? Down 4, under 30 to play. Feeney drives.
Yep, there you go.
They'll get Johnson on a foul.
No, I think you're spot on that, Jen. You could even tell when she stepped up to the free throw line. You've played in state title games. You've won state titles. That's where this benefits you.
Those big game atmospheres, you can't replicate them at any other moment. And we know what state volleyball can be like. We've broadcast it here on the Girls Union Network. Feeney's got to go, though. Under 20 seconds. Hoffman thought about the three. She's hounded by Thurm.
Oh,
they're going to call a foul. And it'll be on the half, or on the side out of bounds. So still only 3 fouls. And honestly, it's kind of smart right now for Denver. Let a little bit of clock run down, foul again.
Yeah, it works to their advantage, right?
But you got to get a shot off if you're Emmetsburg. You got to try and give yourself a chance to at least get a look. Inbound to Shaney. Shaney quick.
Got to hit it.
Callista for 3.
Oh,
off the bank and in.
The bank is open on a Tuesday night.
Clinging still to life, down 1.
You had to shoot it.
6 seconds to play. She chucks it. High off the glass, and why not?
A little answered prayer, right? Now they're going to get into that pressure again, and anything can happen right now.
Foul's got to happen right away.
Yep.
And then if you're Denver, it doesn't matter what happens with the free throws. You should foul.
Absolutely. I think we're going to get a look here. And
goes to Shaney.
Right there, I thought she was going to pull it and kind of lost the handle of it. Look at that. So one thing really quick, though, go for the ball first. Yes. You might be able to get a steal, so don't just, try and get a steal first, but you got to foul right away because you want that time on the other end.
If you're Denver, is it a deep ball here?
Yeah, the only thing you get nervous because that especially in this big arena, a lot of things can happen once the ball starts bouncing down here. Oh.
And there's a quick foul, just 0.4 ran off.
Yep.
But it's Grace Molahan again, who is just calm as a cucumber at the stripe.
Let's take a look here what she's shooting for the year. She's 24 for 34, 71%. So, but then
her
after
only
the last
points tonight have been at the charity stripe.
Look at that.
That one's through again.
Sometimes it just kid's character, right? Like she looks like she's not afraid of the moment right now.
Well, and what kid doesn't dream of this in their driveway at some point in their career? Game on the line, free throws. This is why you practice them. It will be right now a 2-point game. It is a 3-point game, 8.2. There's a timeout called by Coach Feeney in Emmetsburg. So the rule of thumb, right, about a second a dribble.
Yep.
Plenty of time to get it in. Depends on, if you're Denver, do you press?
Yeah, I'd put a little pressure up there. I don't mind that at all because even if you foul, it's not the worst thing in the world because you don't give up a 3. You don't let them bank in a crazy 3.
Just don't catch them in a shooting motion.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to do that. I think you really got to look for Shaney just because she's taller and she can maybe see over a little bit of that. The other big thing, passing up the floor can help too, right? You brought up the dribble a second. Also, you can make up more time, too, if you can find a good pass ahead. So let's see. They obviously are ready with something, right? Because they came out with good confidence. Let's see what they're going to do.
They're not going to let Denver really get a good look at it.
I think she's trying.
The three, short, just off the mark, and another foul. And maybe not the perfect look, but they had one no less. Nora Nelson put it up.
It grazed off the rim, though. You can't ask for much better than that. I kind of thought she was going to try and foul her on the way up the floor, but didn't get the call, so they played it out. And like you said, maybe not the best look, but still a pretty good look under the circumstances.
Yep. First one misses. 0.3, it's just a miss here.
Very polite of Coach Frost. He said, make this please.
She misses.
That'll work.
Gets the rebound, and that will do it. Denver wins a classic 45-42 over the Emmetsburg E-Hawks. Two-way's just been an absolute thriller.
What a night tonight, right? You got to see a really good one in the first one. This second matchup of the night, second half, great adjustments by both teams. Both teams were playing so hard. We thought it was going to be a really good matchup, and they really performed out on the court. It's a shame that somebody had to lose this game, but that's just part of the state tournament too.
Well, let's turn it over to our public address announcer for our trophy presentation and our awards presentation as this one comes to a close.
Fans, please direct your attention to the court for the awards presentation. In addition to receiving medals, each participating player will receive a commemorative basketball provided by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Presenting awards from the IGHSAU are Aaron Gerlach and Tanya Moe. Congratulations to head coach Annie Feeney and the E-Hawks from Emmetsburg on an outstanding basketball season. And now we'd like to recognize tonight's Quick Star of the game from Denver, Channing Johnson. This standout performance earned the honor of advancing her team on the bracket to the semifinal round. Thanks to Quick Star for their support of the IGHSAU. Denver fans, your team advances to the semifinals and will play Hinton.
So Denver plays Hinton on Friday. Thursday, Friday? Can't remember. Either way, the semifinal is going to be a dandy.
In the semis, right?
It was such a thrilling one, Chris.
No, it was. And I tell you what, that's going to be a heck of a matchup too, right? With, again, battle-tested teams in a lot of different sports. And so you're going to see a lot of girls with a lot of self-confidence, really good athletes who now get to play that second time on the floor. And that's when it gets fun, right? You can relax a little bit and just go play basketball.
Well, Channing Johnson, the star of the show, 22 points, 11 rebounds for the double-double. Rachel Shaney, 16 points for Emmetsburg. It was a great basketball game, unfortunately, for the E-Hawks. Only one team could come out a winner. Still nothing to hang your head about there. It's been a fun one, Chris Larson. Thanks so much for joining us tonight as our color analyst. A great job by our entire crew here on the Girls Union Network. I'm John Schaefer. He's Chris Larson. Thanks for watching our live coverage of the 2026 Girls State Basketball Tournament, presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Relax a little bit and just go play basketball.
Well, Channing Johnson, the star of the show, 22 points, 11 rebounds for the double-double. Rachel Shaney, 16 points for Emmetsburg. It was a great basketball game, unfortunately, for the E-Hawks. Only one team could come out a winner. Still nothing to hang your head about there. It's been a fun one, Chris Larson. Thanks so much for joining us tonight as our color analyst. A great job by our entire crew here on the Girls Union Network. I'm John Schaefer.